Hello, friends. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, and we are meeting for another love circle. There are some technical difficulties going on my end with internet, so I am coming live from my phone. And later on, I'll be downloading this video and sending it out in the recording as a recording, and we'll see how that goes. So we are going to start our session today here. So today we are talking about breaking the cycle of self-sabotage. When it comes to creating any kind of change in our life, any kind of change we want to create in our life, it all starts with first a decision, and the second, changing everything within us that exists from beforehand that is not who we want to be. So I'll take an example of losing weight or starting exercise. This is something every single one of us, we go through at some point in our life. We have those 10, 20 pounds we want to let go of. And then no matter what we try, we just can't. So let's stick to that example. I want to help you understand why you cannot and how you can, because that is what makes a huge difference. Otherwise, we do something and then we don't do it, and then we get angry with ourselves. We go into guilt and shame and judgment, and then we are right on the floor feeling bad for ourselves. And that is not helpful to anybody. So first, let's understand whatever your habits are, whether you are moving from doing a 9 to 5, having your own business, if that is the change you're looking for, or you want to release some pounds from your body, or you want to start eating different, or there's something else that you're working on. Wherever you are right now, that is your unconscious belief and an unconscious image of yourself. Your unconscious mind gets programmed between 0 to 7. So in those young years, it got programmed. This is who you are going to be. So let's say if I have so I'll use my example. So my thing is sweets. Between 0 to 7, I was just on sugar. I will just say that was the way. Nobody was paying attention to what I was eating, so I ate whatever and I ate sugar. So now let's say I want to stop eating sugar because I have learned the health benefits and whatnot. For 7 days, I'm good. And then, on 8th day, I'm back onto eating a cake or chocolate or whatever. So that behavior is wired into my unconscious mind. And because it's wired into my unconscious mind, it feels safe. It's almost like, when we have our favorite pair of jeans or our favorite dress, even if it's ripping apart, we don't want to let it go because it feels safe when we wear that. It feels familiar. So whatever your personality is right now, that is familiar, that is safe. And that part of your unconscious mind doesn't care how progressive you are, or you just started working on yourself, or now you know about self-development, or you just started working with a coach or a therapist. That part of your unconscious mind does not care about that. Change equals danger. It wants to keep you safe. So it will let you do the new thing for like 3 days, 7 days. For me personally, it's 21 days. I can do any new thing with so much ease up until 21 days. After that, my unconscious mind is going to create havoc in my life so I can stop. So now what unconscious mind, when it starts to feel that unease, it wants to stop you. Because stopping is very important. Its job is to keep you safe, which means familiar. And so you can have kids and then you can die. It's okay. Now there are more of you. It only cares about survival. But us human, we are here to thrive. We are here to create. And that is our conscious mind. So when you're making the decision to do something different in your life, that is your conscious mind. That's not your unconscious mind. Who stops you from going after those dreams is your unconscious mind. And the way it will do it, it will tell you a story. It will tell you the story that you'll buy into. That's how it does it, right? For example, let's say if you have not had sugar for 7 days, I'll use my example. 7 days I've been good, and now there's a cheesecake. I'll have cheesecake anytime. Now there's a cheesecake, and the mind will say, well, you haven't had it for so many days. One bite cannot hurt. Because it knows, for me, self-compassion is very important. It will say, isn't that the most loving thing to do? Don't be so strict on yourself. I have paid very close attention to the kind of thoughts that I have in those moments. And it's almost like, someone is using my beliefs against myself in that moment. And it's unique to each and every one of us. So I'm going to invite you to pay attention to when you stop, right before you stop, for something that you really, really want to do. What are the thoughts going on in your mind? Because your unconscious mind will give you the perfect excuse that it knows you will buy into, and it will make you stop. That is the strategy for our unconscious mind. It is just like kids. Your kids know exactly which buttons to push to make you do what they want you to do. My son knows very well what to say to get an iPad. So in that moment, I need to be very conscious, very present. So that's why we keep going through this cycle of self-sabotage, self-sabotage. Another point that I want to make right here is another thing that happens. It's not that your unconscious mind is going to talk to you. Another thing your unconscious mind does, it creates the reality that you live in. For example, you decided from tomorrow, I'm going to go for a run every single day, 6 a.m. You'll wake up 6 a.m., you're ready to go, and it's raining outside. That is your unconscious mind creating those situations for you. I'm not saying your unconscious goes and brings the rain, but it is one with the universe. Once you have decided, it would be like, you have stepped into a different dimension. Your kid will get sick, your car will stop working, you'll get so busy at work, somebody will call you exactly at the moment when you're about to do something. Or for me, let's say if I want to, not eat sugary stuff, I'll be so busy, there would be no time to make something healthy. And then I'll just go into the snack closet and, snack cabinet and just find something there. So that is all my unconscious mind doing. That is most of the people, they don't know it. That's when we feel like we are victim of the circumstances, but it's actually my unconscious mind creating. How it can create? My unconscious mind send a signal outside into the universe. My conscious mind send out a signal to the universe. Unconscious one always wins. It is always the strongest one. That's why we do the work, a lot of work, to rewire our unconscious mind by shifting the way we think. So that's why if you ever want to create a change, first become 100% sure. Even if it's something so small. Even if it's something like, I'm going to brush my teeth every night, no matter what. No matter how tired I am, I'm going to do it. Even if something small, your unconscious mind would try to sabotage you. I will give my example. My son will say, Mommy, sleep with me, and I'll fall asleep there. And sometime I'll just get so busy, so tired that, I'm already half asleep and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't brush my teeth. So those are all the ways unconscious mind is sabotaging you. One is the perfect excuse. Second is the perfect hurdles. When I put out a goal, usually if I'm like, this is what I'm going to do next, what was happening the first year of me learning all this, my son will get sick. If he's sick, he's not going to school, he's staying home, how much can I get done? And once I picked up that pattern, that is when I started to act in a different way. And I'll be sharing with you what to do. So right now, I want you to just pay attention to what is one thing in your life that you really, really want to do right now. It doesn't have to be big. It can be something very small. It could be like, I just want to take a break every day. Sometimes our unconscious mind doesn't think that we should be taking a break, so it keeps us so busy. There's a sense of being so busy, so there's no room for break. We are going from the time we get up all the way into the nighttime, and there's no break time. Sometimes that happens. That is also your unconscious mind sabotaging you. It will give you the perfect excuse. It will also give you the perfect hurdle for you to stop, because it does not want you to change. That's why change is one of the most uncomfortable things that we experience as human, and change is also permanent. Once we get on board, it's so much easier. So let's get into how we are going to get over this unconscious sabotage that is happening. So the first thing is being conscious. For example, if I have decided that I am going to stop eating sugar from tomorrow. If let's say I'm just going to use that very easy example, not that it's easy. If that is what I have decided, that I am not going to eat any sugar from tomorrow, I'm going to be very aware that that is a decision I have made. It's almost like, I'm carrying the decision with me all the time. Another technique that some teachers share is whatever goal that you have, write it down on a piece of paper and carry it with you. When the temptation comes, you look at it, you're reminding yourself, that's what I have decided. So you're keeping your decision right in front of you. Your decision is right in front of you. It's not right or left, here or there. It's right in front of you all the time. So being very conscious that this is what I have decided. A good idea is to even write it in a place. For example, I'm more on my desk or in the kitchen. So in the kitchen, I usually don't put it on the fridge, but I am more on my desk. So whenever I have a goal, I put it on my desk that this is my goal. So keeping it right in front of your senses that this is where I'm going. So what will happen, it's rewiring your unconscious mind. That repetition of seeing the written goal, reminding yourself this is what I have decided, that is what keeps you present. For example, I'll give you an emotional example. Let's say you went through a breakup and now it's the middle of the night and you're missing that person and you're like, oh my God, only if I can talk to them one more time, hear their voice. What is that? That's your unconscious mind. It's taking you towards what's familiar. In that moment, you'll remind yourself, hey, there's a reason why we broke up. I don't want to be talking to that person. I don't want that communication anymore. So what you're doing, you're engaging your conscious mind. You're telling yourself, this is what we decided. This is what we are sticking with. So that is so powerful. So keeping your written goal right in front of you so your conscious mind stays engaged, especially in the times where your unconscious mind, the feeling mind, is going to take over. And the second thing is being flexible. If you're not flexible for change, you're not going to change. And why we are not flexible sometimes? We are perfectionists. We're like, I told myself I'll be there in 30 days. I need to be there in 30 days. When we are not flexible, we are not connecting with who we are. We are holding someone else's expectation on our head. Usually the element of perfectionism comes from trauma. So what trauma does, it introduces instability into our psychology. And what we do, we create perfectionism through our behavior to create safety around us. So if I can get an A, I can lean on it. That feels safe. It starts with that. Mom and dad will validate me. They would like me. They might even buy me ice cream if I get an A. If my home is always perfectly clean, I can be sure of that. What we are doing, we are creating safety around us. Because trauma that we experienced, the separation that we experienced from our true self, created that feeling of unsafety. So we create perfectionism to feel safe. And the same perfectionism is not letting you change your way of being. So flexibility, how we are going to introduce flexibility is, if let's say you said, I'm going to be there in 7 days, and the seventh day come and you're not there, keep going. There is a goal I set almost 2 years ago. That is still my goal, but it's one of my goals. There's so many goals that I have already achieved and I have already raised the bar, but there's one goal. It's been there for 2 years. I did not meet it yet, but I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. When you put a goal out, you don't know, if this is something you have never done before, you don't know how long it's going to take for you to break through the unconscious sabotage that happens. You don't know how long it will take. It might take you 3 days, 7 days, 21 days, 60 days. It might take you 100 days. It might take you a year. You don't know that. So if you want something, keep going at it. The flexibility of keep going at it without judging yourself or feeling guilty. Because when we go into guilt, when we go into judgment, what's happening? We are not actually progressing. We are digressing in that moment. We are going back to the familiar, pitiful place that we were. So keeping flexibility in your goals is so important. It's not failure. You're not a loser. But you are a human and you can do it. You have to keep doing it. And one of the example I always keep in mind is, I believe it's Thomas Edison, when he was inventing the light bulb, it took him more than 1,000 tries. He didn't stop at 600 and said, I'm a loser, let me just quit. He kept going at it. I don't know exactly how many years or how long it took him to create that, but he kept going. So if you are creating another version of you, keep going. Keep going at it. Even if it takes forever, at least you know that you are trying to change. You're working on yourself. Keep at it. If it's an emotion you're working at, for example, let's say you're a very worried and fearful and anxious person, and you want to change that, keep working at it. Keep going at it. If you have to learn new things, learn new things. So having that flexibility and letting go of that element of perfectionism, or understanding your perfectionism is coming from trauma. It's not coming from your soul. But the desire to change and be a different version of you is coming from your soul. When you keep that right in front of you, that is when you can be flexible. One of the things my mentor taught me is, he told us to answer these 7 questions in the morning and 2 questions in the night. One of the 7 questions in the morning is, did I keep my promise from yesterday? Or no, it was actually, whatever I didn't get done, can I forgive myself for that? So I can start my day with clean slate, instead of saying, why I didn't do it. I could have done it yesterday. I wasted all that time. So where am I? I'm in yesterday. I'm not present and conscious in current moment. So when we stay present right here, right now, and keep going at it, that is how we break away from the sabotage of our unconscious mind. That brings me to our third and the last thing, is being compassionate. It is so important to be compassionate if you want to get out of that self-sabotage cycle. What does compassionate being means? Compassionate being means recognizing the effort that you're doing and feeling love towards yourself for all the effort you are doing, and not trying to beat yourself down when you don't, follow through with your own words. Having the capability and capacity to forgive yourself and move forward. To me, all that comes under compassion. And naturally, we do have compassion. But when we go through trauma, that separation that happens, and everyone goes through trauma at some point in their life, that is just part of being a human on this earth, we lose that compassion for ourselves. Because what has taken over? Perfectionism. Everything needs to be a certain way, so there's no room for like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. You can do it. We'll try at it tomorrow. There's a quote that I have. One of the suggestions my mentor shared with us is having like a book stand on your table or wherever you sit, on your desk, and have a book open to exactly what you are working on right now. Whatever you're working on right now, find that part in a book, have it in front of you, read it multiple times in your day. I'm just going to grab mine and I'm going to share with you guys what it says. So I have, if I can show you, I have 3 books here on my stand, and one of them is Make Your Claim. This is from the book You Too Can Be Prosperous. It says, make your claim and press it. Work until every no becomes a yes. If you fail today, start all over again tomorrow. In due season, we shall, now it's like, in due season, basically, you'll get there. I love the part where it says, if you fail today, start all again tomorrow. That is the attitude we all are supposed to have if we want to break through unconscious sabotage. I'm just going to put it down here. So if you really want to get to that next level version of you, it will require being conscious. Whatever is happening, recognize, oh, this excuse is coming. And if you need help with that, because those are the pieces that you cannot see yourself. Like if I want to change in an area, yeah, there's so much I can do. Then eventually I need someone else to look at what's going on in my mind and be able to help me see where my unconscious mind is getting me. Because I live in me, everything is familiar. I cannot see that. So if maybe you need someone help, get that help. Let someone else see what's going on inside of you that's stopping you. When I open that to my clients, it's so mind-blowing for them, and it's so mind-blowing for me when a mentor does that for me. It's almost like, so that's what's been going on. Your unconscious mind has been giving you the perfect excuse and the perfect hurdle to stop you. So being conscious and being flexible and being compassionate. These are the 3 keys for you to break the cycle of self-sabotage. That brings us to an end. If this is the journey you want to go deeper, reach out to me. I would love to be your guide. I would love to have that conversation and help you see what's going on within you. And thank you so much for putting up with my technical difficulties. And I'll see you all next Thursday. Sending you so much love. Bye.